Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of the Ratliff Mandolins weekly production diary. I am sanding the peghead overlay for mandolin number 8. I glued this peghead overlay on yesterday and soon it will hang with the other 7 mandolins in the batch that I have got this far along in its stage of construction. They're all hanging right here on this wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now number 8 is going to hang here to await the next steps in construction. Number 9 is in the big room getting its peghead overlay glued on, and later on today I'm going to put the mandolin number 10 in the gluing jig to glue the fretboard on, so the only thing will be left for it will be its peghead overlay as well. So we are very close to having all 10 mandolins in the batch in the finished prep room, and the only things that will be left to take care of will be the frets, sizing the neck down, any kind of peg head treatment such as binding or pearl or anything like that, and then the final sanding processes for finish prep. So we are almost there with this batch of mandolins. Now this will be the last video of 2023, and I have spent part of my work week this week cleaning up the big room because every year we have a family get together on New Year's Eve, and probably 15, 18 people show up, and I have cleaned the shop up and we'll shove all of the tools to the side walls and everything. We'll set up tables and have food and all like that, and we'll play games and just that's how we celebrate New Year's Eve. And speaking of New Year's Eve, I know a lot of people that are watching my videos. Most of you guys are musicians, and some of you guys are going to be out playing New Year's Eve parties this year. And I learned a long time ago that New Year's Eve is a very dangerous time for musicians. They're usually sober and driving home at 2 o'clock in the morning, and a good portion of the other drivers on the road are not sober. And so after losing a couple of friends on New Year's Eve, I've always been aware of the fact that you need to be very careful on your drive home if you're out playing a New Year's Eve party, and so please be careful. Now let's go into the big room and I'll give you all a quick shot of mandolins 9 and 10. Here's a shot of mandolin number 9 as it's coming out of the jig where it had its fretboard glued on. Mandolin number 9. And here is mandolin 10 with its fretboard glued on, freshly glued on. And next time I get to work, we'll put the peghead overlay on it, and that will be the last of the peghead overlays on these mandolins. And speaking of work, and the next time I get to work, we're right in the middle of that holiday season, those 10 days right around Christmas and New Year's, and everything seems to slow down to super slow motion, and any job you're trying to do is like fighting through a vat of molasses. And so we had a 4-day work week this week. We'll have a 4-day work week next week. In fact, it'll even be less because my son is having a shoulder replacement. There are doctor's appointments next week, and I bet you I don't get 2.5 days worth of work done next week. So hopefully after that things will settle out and we get back to a normal schedule. But it's the holidays, and boy, work seems to slow down then. I am going to close this video off here and say I hope you have a happy new year and a good celebration, safe again, and I hope Christmas was good for you and everybody got to visit with family and friends, same as I did. And we will look for you next week on the next episode of the Ratliff Mandolins Weekly Production Diary. I'll see you then.